welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, and today we are going to be jumping into our very first episode of Stock versus Tuned that we have ever done in Horizon 5, and today's episode is going to be the SRT Viper GTS against the new Dodge Durango. Now, firstly, we're going to go ahead and set a speed trap with the Viper itself, and then nice reverse entry into that Jeep, and then we are going to be building the Durango to see how close it can get to the speed that the Viper sets without exceeding the Viper's PI level. Now, if you remember Stock vs. Tuned from Horizon 4, you'll basically know that it revolves around the concept of seeing how close or how much a stock variant of a car can exceed the speed set by a stock faster car from usually the same company, not always, but usually. Now, without any further ado, and without any more rambling on right here at the start line, which we are using this little speed limit sign as our start point from this direction anyway, we're gonna see what kind of speeds this stock Viper GTS can set through the speed trap. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll do a launch, and go! Sounds so good. We're running manual with clutch, by the way. That's why the shifts might sound a little different than yours if you're running standard manual. Now, let's just see and make sure that we can avoid at least a fair percentage of the traffic. I don't think this thing is going to make any, like, mind-blowing, blistering numbers, but it's definitely quite quick for something completely stock. So let's see. Rolling pretty good now. Already about to pass through. Oh, already did pass through the 180 mile an hour mark. Closing in on 190 miles an hour. Let's go. Let's freaking go. There's 195, 196. I don't want to shift into 6th gear because I feel like I'll bog it out. Come on. Oh, we're going uphill. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, 194.76. Now, we are going to go ahead and turn around at the other end and make a run back the other way, but that was 194.76. Now, for, you know, in comparison to, like, modified cars, that's not anything really to ever write home about, but in terms of stock cars, that's pretty freaking quick. I mean, this thing flies. Now, it is into the 200s now, but really, at the end of the day, this doesn't count because it's not through the speed trap itself. But let's turn around at one of these exits up here. We'll use this one exit coming up to turn around and see what we can do on the way back to the same speed trap and see if we can beat that 194. I think we can. I definitely think we can. Now, whether or not it's fair that we're going uphill one way and downhill the other way, I mean, that's up to y'all to decide. Let's go! I love the way this car sounds. I really do. Already, like, blown through 100. All right, come on. 130, 140, 150. Into 5th gear. 5th gear is very long in this car. It goes on forever, it seems. 170. Starting to go downhill now. The speed trap is not even in sight yet, so... Oh, wait, I think I see it. I think I'm starting to see it in the little mini-map. There's 192, 93, 94. Oh, wait, that's not even the... Oh, that's not even the speed trap. That's a race event. 197, 198. Come on. 199. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Trying to have the slightest steering inputs that I can. 201. 202. In complete stock form, we are going to run 204.29 miles per hour in the stock Viper GTS. So that Durango definitely has its work cut out for it. So now let's head back to the festival and we'll build ourselves a Durango to as close as we can get it to the PI level of this Viper, and we'll see what kind of speed it can manage. Now, the Viper's PI number is S1 So we're gonna have to, let's see, we're gonna have to not exceed 813. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 points is fine, but if it's exceeding it by like 5 or 10 points, that's where we'd probably shut it down. So let's see, upgrades and tuning. Now, custom upgrade. So there are some very specific upgrades I want to go with first. One is I want to make sure this thing can rev as high as possible. Now, that's going to take us up from 475 horsepower up to 554 horsepower just with cams, which is huge. That's a ton. And then let's see about some... Ooh. There's a... Oh, okay. I was like, there's a body kit? And then I was like, okay, I remember which body kit that is. All right, now, we could throw some turbos on it. Or we could throw a supercharger on it, but I think if we're going in a straight line, turbos are definitely going to be the most effective way. Now, out of curiosity, we could do, oh my god, we could put a 6.7 power stroke in this thing, 8.4 Viper V10, 6.5 liter V12 at 7.7 V12. Interesting lineup of engine swaps. I'm really, kind of surprised by that, actually. Now, let's go back to the main build and continue to build this thing up. So let's say I'm going to do a race intake. We're already at A class, so I want to open the exhaust all the way up, 727. Now, race turbos is going to take us to A750, and our power to 834 horsepower and 730 foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot. Like, that's a ton. Let's see if we can get away with some weight reduction. I don't know if we can get away with weight reduction or not. It might PI limit us if we do that. Ooh, A791. We're getting really close now. Like, extremely close. 792 to go for that race suspension setup. And I mean, we don't necessarily need to stop, but it would be nice to have, like, ginormous brakes. Okay, so we're 804 right now? About 804. Now, let's see what we gain out of a race intercooler, 809. Closing in on that 813. That's 809 as well. That's some free power for us right there. 812 as opposed to 813 with a grand total of 917 horsepower and 803 foot-pounds of torque. The only thing is I haven't added stickier tires at all. I have not even remotely touched the tire setup. So we are basically all power with some suspension upgrades and nothing done to the tires. Like literally nothing done to the tires whatsoever. So now it's time to head out to the highway and see what this Mega Durango is actually capable of. So let's pull up the map real quick, and let's use this first drive to sort of familiarize ourselves with the way this thing performs.
Safe to do so.
Oh my god, it obliterates those stock tires. Like, it completely obliterates the stock tires. Wow, it's actually not that bad to drift, funny enough. I mean, I kind of get why, because these stock tires don't really have a ton of grip, but look at this! This thing is still all-wheel drive, and I just did a very, like, linear, predictable slide on power on the stock tires. That is freaking hilarious. It's actually really easy to get the slides back, too. All you gotta do is just stay full throttle. Again, it shouldn't be this hilariously good, but, yeah, well, I've smashed into what I think was maybe a Corolla. I'm not completely sure, but don't worry about it. He'll be fine. Smashing it into 6th gear. Oh, God, and, well, I guess get yeeted, right? Yeet or be yeeted. Now, let's flip this thing around. I want to go ahead and back up into this. There we go. Into that marker point. That way it doesn't try to, like, yell at me the whole time. All right, let's line you up with the sign. Back you up just a tad. That's plenty close enough. All right. Launch control start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. A little bit of rev limiter action, but it's all good. It's fine. No worries. It might beat it on its first run. I don't know if it's going to beat it on the first run or the second run, but, like, judging by the performance we've seen already, it could beat it on the first run. The number to beat is 204 miles an hour. Oh my god, you definitely feel the weight, though. Even in, like, a wide open corner like that, you definitely feel the weight. All right, there's... Whoa, what was that? 190. 195. 200. I mean, it might beat that record uphill. That's going to be incredible if it can do that. 207. How many miles an hour is it going to lose going up the hill? 205. Oh, 204, 205. 205.99! Let's go! It freaking beat the Viper on the way up the hill. That I can have some mad respect for that. some absolute mad respect for that. Now, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Stock versus Tuned in Forza Horizon 5, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.